video I'm going to do something interesting, and it just happened to come to my mind and I thought let's give it a try, and that's Instagram automation. Yes, I have seen a lot of implementation in the YouTube videos, but I came across with one thought, that why everybody is trying to do it through web applications, as the Instagram app is made for mobile majorly, and hence it would certainly make you raise a flag if you do a lot of activity using a web browser. So I thought of, okay, let's do this automation stuff in the Android device itself, directly in the physical device. So that's all this video is about. So let's see a quick demo of how it will work. So this is something which I'm using. I will explain all the bits in a period of time, but I'm going to open my home screen, which I did. Now I'm going to open the download folder, or I would say the gallery where the download folder is and my images are saved. Then I go and select the download folder. Then I go and select the fourth image. So we are in Python, so our third element is my fourth image here. Now I am going to select this particular image. Once I have selected, I am going to share it, and I have to add it into the feed. So you have three options for Instagram. So now it went to the feed. Now let's say I want to use the entire image, I don't want the cropped version, so I did that zoom out, and then I have to share it, and now the next step, I don't want to do any filter stuff. Now I got my next step, and now here I have to write the content and everything. So just for a demo, so see, and then my text would go there, and then I can simply say the share, but we won't be doing it right now. We will do it during the actual part. So this is how simpler I have automated it. Now you can do the same exercise with every other actions or task in the Instagram which you feel like. So let's start how to do the same exercise, and then I cannot write a particular script, and then whenever I will want, this will get executed. The only prerequisite is my mobile or physical device should be connected to my system. So let's see how I achieve this whole process. To achieve what I just show, there are few prerequisite things which we need to do in our system. The first thing is, the whole thing which I did is using UiAutomator library in Python, and then the next thing which you need to install is Android Studio. You should have it. Then install Android SDK and set up Android home path. So you must be familiar with all this. Then you have to also check whether your ADB tool is there or not. So I will show you where exactly it is. And then the fifth is, you have to keep an eye for in your mobile when you do it for the first time. So there would be a pop-up like in the video, and you have to say yes, otherwise this all thing won't work. And then the page through which I learned all this is this particular library's GitHub page. So they have a very nice documentation. It's not completely intuitive for me, as a first time I didn't get the hold of it, but it took me only an hour to understand the things, and I was able to do my task easily. So let's see how things, or let's get familiar with the few basic steps, and then we will go on how I did the demo part. So to get the hold of the UiAutomator, so the first thing was install the UiAutomator. Just do the pip install UiAutomator and it will be in your system. And the next thing is, you have to confirm your environment variables, which is you should have an Android home. And also when you install Android Studio, you get the option of installing the SDK and all. Please do it as it is. There is nothing new need to be done. The added extra information which you have to do at the end is, you have to add another variable in your path, and which is this platform tools. So what does this platform tools does is, I will just show you. So here there is a particular executable file ADB. So what does this ADB does is, so whenever you will attach any mobile or physical device in your system and you type ADB and devices, it will give you the name of your device. So this is really important to execute if you have a multiple device, otherwise it's fine. if you won't even give it works, but just to have an additional information, ADB services are needed, and that should be in your home part. So whenever you will start the Android Studio first time, it will automatically install the SDKs and all, so we need to worry about it. So let's go ahead and let's get familiar with UiAutomator. So that's very specific for Android devices. So I am starting the recording in my mobile so that we can see the real time how actions are happening. So when I will run my system for the first time, so we are in the right part. So let's see. So I'm importing the UiAutomator and devices as variable D, and then simple devices and all. So it's fine. If I just simply do d.info, it would still be able to find my device and would give me the information of my device. So if you are not getting this, there is certainly something which you have missed, or you have forgot about the pop-up which came on the mobile. You have to allow it, otherwise it won't work. Just change your USB port somewhere else in your laptop or device, and then it will again ask, and that's how it works. The next part is, either if you want to specify which device, then you can do by d.info. D is equal to device, the variable here, and then pass your name of the device, which we got from the ADB devices command. So if I do again, I get the same response. Now let's start with the quick introduction to the UI and Automator. So if I just simply do d.screenshot, so let's just explore what d variable holds. So d dot, and there are so many other options available which helps us on automating things in mobile devices. So there are some glimpse of all this information, but we would be using very specific few things so that we get to know how to achieve the demo at the end. So the first and foremost which I tried was the d.screenshot, and I just simply do this and it will save me a particular image, and as you can see, it got me the image here. So this is really something which I really liked, and it has very useful things in later point of time. So now let's say I am at the different screen, and now if I do d.press home, so we have another command d.press. So this particular variable has other options, and those options are called key commands. So let's just see, press.home, and it will change or bring me to the home window. Again, let's say I'm at different screen, and I say d.press home, got me to the home screen again. Now there are so many screen commands. So let's say d.screen.off, and it closed my window, and I can just again say d.screen.on, and it will, and then I have to give the. Now there are so many other key commands like home, back, left, right, up, down, center, menu, search, so on, volume up, volume down. So just explore and get yourself familiar. So let's just simply see, there are few more like click, long click, then swipe, drag. So let's see about swipe. So I'm in my home screen, meaning if I swipe up, my menu would come up. So if I do swipe, as you can see, my menus came up. So how the swipe works is, it takes x and y coordinate of first swipe, and then where the swipe should end, and the next x and y. So here 100, 150, 200, 450. So meaning 100 is my x, which is constant, and I am just swiping at the up side, and that's how it bring me here. Now let's just simply check that device.press back. It will bring me to my home screen again. Similarly, there are so many other this small actions which we perform, but now let's learn more about how to automate things and what are needed for that. So there is one specific command which we have to use always, and which will come handy so for many reasons. So there is a d.dump, and what exactly it does is it dumps the XML information which the mobile has or is using to show that UI. So how it works is hierarchy or any name, and I just save it. So what it will give me, so whichever window I was in, it will give me that Windows information in the XML format. So this dump, we are going to use it a lot in this whole video. So just to see how this looks like, to quickly format the content, what you have to use is Shift Alt and F if you are using Visual Studio. So just as you can see now, this is a formatted information where all the information is there. So we will explore about this XML again in few minutes. So just to get the idea, now let's come back to our, so let's say we want to do few actions, let's say, and the first action which we want to do is, let's get to the home's menu page again. So that would be this command. I go to the menu, and now here, let's say for example I want to open my gallery app. So how to do is, now we need to know what and how exactly we can achieve or reach to the gallery app. So if you remember, just like in Selenium we get to know XPath and all, similarly we have this path information in the XML page as well, which we just saw. So similarly I can drag it, or I can select a particular XPath and say go to that particular icon and press click. So how to do is very simple. So there are some standard names which are available in I would say object, and to know what are the objects are supported, we have a list of this parameters. So now I have text contains, text match, and all this particular parameters are there available for this particular object. So now let's say it's very clear to me, I have a written information for that particular app or icon that says gallery. So for that gallery, what I have to say is, I'm looking for a text gallery and just look for the text view. So this is a particular class which Android understands, and let's just see how it works. So if I give this command, so D is my object, device object, and I'm asking for look for text gallery and on which class name. So android.widget.textView is a generic class which will work on our Android app views or Android objects which we get here. So now in this particular variable or this particular object, now if I ask what are the actions available, so I have click, and similarly there are children and all, because we are working in the XML. So if I just say click, it will open it. So that's how easy this UiAutomator makes us to automate the task in our device or physical device. Similarly, if I want to now drag in here in this particular window, now I would just click on swipe and it will drag it. As you can see, I am able to swipe or move the screen to get new information. Similarly, again, if I have to click on the downloads, again I can use my same funda where I am looking for text view class and look for the text downloads, and I just simply click on it. We got it. Now let's say the idea is to get the fourth image. How to find out what class and informations are available in this XML page or in this view of the Android device, and how to achieve or reach to that particular element. For that particular purpose, we need to use the help of the dump option which we had. Dump so2.xml. So let's just open it up and see where we can find our element. Quick format, Shift Alt F, and now the objective is to find the fourth element or any element. So how to reach there? So first of all, if I explore any of the nodes, I see resource ID, class, as mentioned earlier, class. In the previous one we were using the text view. Similarly, now you can search for this particular class like we used to do search for XPath in Selenium. Similarly, you can do it in here, and you can specify this particular class and you can look for whatever element you are looking for. Similarly, whatever parameters we have available for this node can be specifically provided, and the UiAutomator would be able to find it in your XML path view or XML view of that particular Android device page view. So similarly, I have resource ID and all. So let's find out where exactly I can find that particular image and where exactly it would be. So I just see a particular sequential data here, as I see index 12, index 11. So certainly these are my elements where I have to look for the images. Now if I see very specific, I can see a class which says frame layout, and I can also see it is using some gallery 3D. So this too can be my particular class or object which I am looking for. And then certainly I have a very unique information here that says index and then the 10th index. So now if I have to specifically call this particular image, what I can do is I can come back here in my text, I mean in my notebook, and I can specifically give those information and can look for that particular element. So let's look for it. So once we got to know about the class name and a particular path to call, we can just simply go ahead and ask for whatever XPath or the class path here in, or the node path we are looking for in the D object. So in device, I would say class name, the frame layout, which is let's perform the task in the notebook. Here I have to specify which XPath or the node path we are looking for in our page, and here exactly we are. So we are looking for this third element. I have to just simply view, and we are interested in the third element or the third index image, and for that we have to provide the location for it. So we have the class name, which is here, the class name, where exactly it is, index 3 class. So I have provided the class name. Then we have the resource ID, which is another locator for us, because this class would have too many other options, but another unique locator, and then finally the index, which we can also provide in here. So these are the options which we have to provide as a parameter for the D object. And now once we have this particular information, we can just simply go ahead and perform the action. Now if I perform this action, I have to run this particular command, and now it has clicked on the image. Now the third option is, the next step is we have to click on the share. To find the information about the share, we will explore this particular view or the XML view. I will come back to my page and then edit. And the simplest option, because it's a keyword kind of, I looked for it and then I found there's a share. So this is the particular index which we are looking for. And the simple way, we have the resource ID, index or class name. So many options. We have to just use one of the locator to locate that particular element, and we have to click on it. So simply again I am giving class name, which is we have relative layout, then resource ID, and this is kind of enough. Now if I do the action, I get to click on that icon and I can see the next page. Now the same again, we have to look for the feed. So it's a text. So as we have already explored text view, click for the feed and just click on it. I clicked it, and now we are in the next page. Now again, if I need to know how to click on the, or how to do this crop action, to explore this information, again we have to look for dump d.dump and so4.xml. let's explore it. So in so4.xml, I open it up in Visual Studio Code, I format it, and now we are looking for something which says crop. So let's just simply search for crop. Do we have something? Yes, we have crop, and as you can see now we have the information about the location of that particular button or the element, and I have the resource ID, and I have an image view, that is the class name. And if I go ahead, so I have image view as a class name and the resource ID, and this would be good enough for us. I click on it, and as you can see the action has been performed. Now the next option is we have to click on the arrow key, which we have as the next option. So again I looked into the dump and I got to know, okay, I have to click on the save. So let's just explore it, and here I have the save, and this is what I have written in the command. Again I clicked on it, I move ahead to the next one. I can still go ahead, and now we have a text as a screen here, so which is kind of evident. We can just simply use text view. I clicked on it, we reached to the next point. Now we have to write something, and that is completely subjective for whatever image it is. So but the important thing is we have to perform an action which says edit that particular part or the text. So what it says is widget.edit text, and you just click on it. It will go ahead and it will open the keyboard. Now the next action is we have to write something on it. So I have used a I mean, the most important thing which everybody does in the Instagram is using some kind of a hashtags, right? So I just simply search for Instagram hashtags, and let's just use this one. And in here I want to use the generator. I mean, this is not sponsored or anything, it just I found in my first search. Cactus, I just look for it and then generated me. I copy the hashtag, I come to the edit part, I remove my other commands, and this is good enough for me. And I would just simply say from where this image belongs to, uh, Wilhelma Zoo Botanical Garden, and I'm kind of good enough with this description. So the next thing which I am going to do is I am going to give the action that I want to add this text data with the description which I have given. So for that particular part, we have a set text as an option. So this particular object where we did the edit text, on the same we are going to say that an object dot set text and just pass the data. Now as you can see, it has just added the all the descriptions. Now the next is to click on the share button. I'm going to do it, and the next is okay. Once I am done, it will just move back and I can loop on with the next set of actions in the Instagram app. So this is a kind of a short description of getting things done in the Instagram app in a physical device. I'm 100% not sure, but I think this can be a right way of doing the automation. The reason, whatever actions it is going to observe, I mean the Instagram app would certainly be looking uh, at level of application. So in application, if you're doing it in a way how application is being used, you would certainly not get flagged. All this thing like increasing the followers and all, now adding, following, liking, all those actions can be performed through this way, and I think this could be a most legit way of doing the automation in the physical device. Just wanted to check whether my image got uploaded or not, and yes, as you can see, the image got uploaded here and all those things are there. I mean, this all are the images which I did through the system only, I mean through automated way, and I write a script of finding the search tag. I wrote another script which used to open that particular window of that particular web page, that web application of hashtags, and it used to get me the hashtags by searching the searching for that particular keyword. I used to copy those and paste it back here. So all those things has been written. So I would encourage you to do it, this kind of automation, and see if this works for you for longer time and without getting cooldown or ban in your account. That's all for this particular video. I hope you liked it. If you like the contents of this channel, please consider subscribing to my channel, and have a great day and be safe during the coronavirus thing. So don't go out. Thank you.